Yeah, no problem. We can take more time today.
Khenpo, will you speak a little bit so we can prep?
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome. Hello. Oh, mane be me hong. Hello, hello. 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 Hello.
You could say testing.
Testing.
Yeah, like that's what people would do.
Testing.
1, 2.
1, 2, testing. Testing or test?
Huh?
Testing or test?
Testing.
1, 2, testing. 1, 2, testing. 1, 2, testing. Testing or testing?
What's the difference?
Ding, D or T? T, right?
T.
Testing. 1, 2, testing. This is online teaching, is it? You're not set up yet, right?
Well, it's streaming.
Really?
Well, but we have to test to see if it's going to be okay. Because last time it didn't sound good. So we're just making sure it sounds good.
Then people saw or not? People see or not?
What?
Really, no, people see or not?
They see.
Really? Oh, then we take care, right?
Well, yeah, but it's just. I mean, you can just talk then if you want. But don't start, but you could talk.
Hi. 1, 2, testing. 1, 2, testing.
So this is intro to Buddhism, right?
Intro Buddhism.
Or intro to Dharma is that what you said last time?
What? Sorry?
Intro to Dharma? Isn't that what you said last time? No? Intro to Buddhism?
Intro
Means introduction.
Oh, introduction.
What do you want to call this today?
Introduction.
To Dharma or to Buddhism?
Dharma.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Introduction that Buddhism. Buddha Dharma. Oh, Shoba Dele. Dele Pepsho. Oh, good morning. Come here. Dele, come here. Here. Yeah. I don't want to make loud my sound. Softly.
Okay. Okay.
Tell shut. Tell Pepsho. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Muchas gracias. Muchas. De nada. This is. I teach the language in God. Tongwe to je 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 re son rong yin je ma da do je bong jian ba ser je lung bo da er ji be ge xia je je be je long gu zan za dur jin jian jian de lo na ro dang ma pa ma la ji je gan bo ba pa mo zhe ba jia wan du gong ga ju la ma nam je da jiong ye da nen de ne zi ra dam je de la ma la pa la ye ji sa sa lao san yong dian jiang zun ga la wan dian zhi dong jin zhi bei ge le zu ren jing za wa la ma ji jie gu song do jie sen lang da 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 ge ju lan pen da ge din ba da sen jie jie dong jia jian pang zhe ba sen jie la de zu. Ok. Okay, good morning. I think today we are. I think you all know Buddhism, but on the online we don't know who watch, who learn Buddha Dharma. For that reasons, perhaps they are new. So I a little bit teach on the teach the background of Buddha Dharma. At that moment, you already know. So, in order to that moment, you can meditate. I little bit teach on the background of Dharma for new practitioners. It's actually the Buddhism is created by Shakyamuni Buddha 2600 years ago. The Buddha Shakyamuni Buddha who taught about Dharma. This is the how to liberate from the samsara. The samsara means the ocean of suffering. All of the living beings, all the living beings, same. They no need suffering, and they need happiness. This is same. This is we know. For example, myself, I don't want to suffer. I need happiness. So similar, all of you all same, right? So everybody, every living beings need happiness, no need suffering. And so that's where there are many methods to liberate the suffering. In Buddhism has many different methods. Of course, in other religions have similar different methods. Basically, in our daily life, we try to liberate from suffering by the different ways. But some methods, some idea, those are cause of suffering. And that's where Shindadeva, who says that these living beings need to happiness. They no need suffering. Yeah, they no need suffering, but they are following suffering. That's where. So in the Buddha Shakyamuni also, before he became Buddha, he got a lot of suffering, lots of sufferings. So that's where then he practiced hardly, and in the through this way. So first we need to know all living beings are same. they don't need suffering and they need happiness. And after we realize that, and then we need to know why we are become Buddhist, why we are practicing Buddha Dharma. If we know that, then we can improve our practice. If we don't know that, then it is like a time pass. Just we do it, but don't care, something like that. If we know why we are practicing Buddha Dharma, then at least once a week or once a month, we ask ourselves why we are practice Buddha Dharma. I think that is very important. We ask that question by ourselves, and then after we understand how much improve our practice, also how much emotions in our mind. Since I was became Buddhist until now, how much afflictive emotions reduce, how much compassion improve compassion, loving kindness, and other realizations. So we understood that. After we understood that, if we did, we couldn't improve the compassion, loving kindness, and other realizations, then we start. Every day is new life. Every morning is new life. It start new life. So we can start to practice more and more. And also, since we became Buddhist, we did a lot of good things as good practice, and we reduce lots of the emotions and afflictive emotions, and we improve the realization of Dharma. Then we keep happy ourselves. So that's, I think, pretty important. And actually, the Buddha taught we can say there's two kind of vehicles, right? So this Mahayana and Vajrayana. So this both the last week, before last week, I little bit taught about the Mahayana, teachings of Mahayana. But still today a little bit I repeat on there. And the Buddha, he taught these two kind of the vehicles. The vehicle, why we use that, because the Mahayana and Vajrayana, those things are like vehicles. They took us the nirvana. So they will take us in nirvana. That's why I think we use the vehicles. So in the Mahayana teachings, there are many kind of subjects. Many kind of subjects. Those subjects are actually including the altruistic love and compassion, because these the altruistic love and compassion is like a water with food. This I often say. So without loving kindness and compassion in the mind, then other part of the skills of Dharma, different Dharma skills and different part of those practices are still not that much valuable. So that's where we, in the daily life, we need to improve the altruistic love and the compassion. If we can improve these two things, and then other practices are automatically improve with our mind. So today what we need to know is Buddha taught us about the psychology, or Buddha taught us mind and mentalities. So if we need to go to the nirvana, then our mind need to go to the nirvana. Our body can't go there. This body is part of the elements. So breath is dissolve or melt in the wind, and then flesh is melt into the earth, and then blood melt into the water. So that's where the this body is just part of the elements. But mind, only this mind can go the nirvana, and this mind can become Buddha. So that's where Buddha taught us mind and mentalities. In the mind and the mentalities, first we need to know how they work with us. And the mind and mentalities are works with emotions, or works with bodhicitta, or works with another realizations of Buddha Dharma. In the daily life, we check on self. Yeah, of course, we are human being. So we are human beings. We are in the human realms. That's where we definitely have different afflictive emotions. For example, for me, I have a lot, and also for that reason, we made a lot of mistakes. For that reason, already we made mistakes. Actually, already we made mistakes. For that reasons, we are in the samsara. But these mistakes has how to say limited. So one day we can stop that, and the nature of our mind is no different. Buddha. Actually, we called Buddha. Buddha means like his body. Where is Buddha's picture? Then we say, oh, there. Yeah, right. Buddha's picture is there. But Buddha's, most of the times we need to know where is Buddha. Buddha is in our mind. Only we understand that or not. That's one thing. After we understand that, then we do purify our mind or not. Only these two things. And then third is maybe how to purify. These three things. So the Buddha nature in our mind, how we know. In our mind have actually happy. Sometimes we are happy. That is proof of the Buddha. Really, Buddha means the genuine, pure happiness, right? Buddha means pure happiness. So, in our mind, has sometimes we are happy. That is the proof of we have Buddha nature. Also, samsara exists within our mind because we are suffering. That is proof of the samsara or lower realms. So Buddha, he practiced for many years. Actually, in Mahayana teachings, there's many lives. He did many lives or many years or short life or short years. It doesn't matter for me. But he completely accomplished his practice or not. That is very important. So that's why he completely accomplished his practice, whether he did longer or short or many life or one life. He recognized in order to he completely accomplished his practice, and then in order to he become Buddha, he became Buddha. But still his wish and his his wish is for mother sentient beings will become same as him. Why he has these motivations? Because he has bodhicitta, altruistic love and compassion. That's where. Then after he he did practice. After he became Buddha, then he started to teach. He started to teach because the mother sentient beings. But when I use mother sentient beings, actually this is all of the Dharma teachings has like that. But sometimes due to the different individual situations, we can say children sentient beings. Because why we call mother sentient beings? Because we love mother take care of us. But some are between the relationship between the mother and the children, then I use the children sentient beings. Because if I have a child, then unconditionally I love that child. Same like that, all of mother sentient beings. We need to take care. So Buddha, the way of his practice, he practiced on the bodhicitta, and after he accomplished his practice, still he cannot reject mother sentient beings. That's where then he started to teach. So that's where he started to teach 2600 years ago, but his teachings are still exist in this world because his teachings are we need his teachings. Due to his teachings, we can thousands of practitioners liberate from the samsara, liberate from the suffering, ocean of suffering, right? That's where the way of the bodhicitta or artistic love and compassion, he gave us teachings, and still his teachings exist. And physically, actually we have some rules and regulations in the way of the practice, but the principle of the practice is related with our mind. If our mind is pure, then our speech and our physical activities are become virtues. If our mind is negative, then physically and the way of the speak, then it's pretty soft, sweet, but it's still still not become virtues. So in our life, if we have lots of things, for example, a big house and a smart car or a smartphone, smart laptop, they are we can use in the daily, how to say, in the life's career, but they are not become cause of the Buddha, of course. They are not become cause of the liberation from the samsara. So each and every moment, or 1 second, or 2 seconds, or at least 4 seconds, if we can change our mind, then it is became cause of Buddha, really. For example, today, here, I try to teach Buddha Dharma. You all try to understanding Buddha Dharma. So this period of this time, right? Period of this time, if your mind is keep purely, for example, right now you keep purely your mind. But in my mind, I have outwardly activities. Have you heard before outwardly activities? Oh, people what say, if people say, oh, you are good, your English is good, your Dharma knowledge is good, your habits is good, then I'm happy. Oh, your English is broken, your Dharma teaching is don't understand, and then people people criticize me. I'm upside, unhappy, and kind of this. If I have these expectations, then, but still you did virtues. I did no virtues. So I did cause of samsara, but not cause of your samsara. I did cause of my samsara. This period, you listen carefully, or if you don't understand what I say, due to the language, due to my way of the teaching, you just keep quiet, with silence, and or practice on the bodhicitta. That is a virtuous. So we need to save cause of Buddha. Also we, like that. Okay? So the its mind is like a king. Body and speech is like a ministers. So that's where, whether my English is broken, I am not a perfect speaker of English, and my Dharma knowledge is weak, poor, but my physical structure is ugly. But when I teach, that moment I keep pure mind, definitely that is become cause of future Buddha. So that's where I try to keep pure mind as much as I can, and you do. This kind of this program is actually not for the just like a performance, right? Or not just show up something. It is real practice. For example, 1 week we have 7 days. In 7 days, only this morning we have this opportunity. Really. So that's where our life is impermanent. It is really short, or so fast. Our life is so fast. And then our opportunity of practice is very few. But our plan for the future is so big, bigger than the mountain. It's like a paradox. If our life is permanent, then we do completely for this life. We make a lot of things for this life, and then we can do practice. But this life is, our life is like a sun actually. The sunrise from the mountain. Since that time, sun is getting closing to the sunrise, sunset, right? Sunset. Similar, since mother gave us born, since that time, our life is start to getting short and short. But it's no problem. Because right now we have human life, so human life is very, very special to practice, and human life has our life has a lot of opportunity. You see, for example, you met a lot of spiritual masters, and you have got a lot of golden opportunity to practice, really. So then in this world, we say 7 billion of people. Among them, very few the Buddhist. There's no more Buddhist. But among them, you are Buddhist. So that's where if Buddha Dharma is gold, then it is in your hand. Then how to use that is still with you. You use earrings with gold, or finger rings, or you make some necklace, or whatever you made with gold. Similar, Buddha Dharma is in your mind, so or in your hand. So how to practice is related with you. And due to the daily practice, then slowly your mind is actually, I already said that our life is getting short and short, right? But each and every moment, at that moment, if in your mind has Buddha Dharma, then you are getting close and close to be the Buddha. You're Buddha. You are getting close and close to be Buddha. So that doesn't matter, right? If life is short, it doesn't matter. But what we need to understand from short life, we need to know we have no more times. We have no time to waste in order to. Time is so fast. Life is to go with that. So that's where we need to practice. This thinking, this idea helps a lot. That's why in the ancient masters, they meditate for long times on the impermanent. Every morning they wake up, what they think, what they thought. They think, oh, today still I'm alive to be practice. If we don't meditate on the impermanent, then morning we woke up, suddenly, oh, how about today's weather? We just judgment for the different ways. If we practice on the impermanent, then every morning we are happy momentally. That's moment. Oh, today I'm alive. So that means happy. Oh, today I have opportunity to practice. That moment happy. So happy, we can make a happy life. Okay? These things are my own suggestions. But now I go back on the Buddha's, what he says. So Buddha said that In all our life, we have to the how to say the practice, whether you are practitioner of Mahayana or Vajrayana or the sometimes we use the Hinayana, but I can't say that exactly Hinayana or not because we cannot judge the other's mind. But the principle for your things is tame your mind. Tame, right? Tame your own mind. So that's where tame on your mind means particularly we have three kind of the feelings. One is the happiness, one is the suffering, one is the like equanimity. These three kind of. So that moment, particularly when we are unhappy or suffering, that moment some afflictive emotions grow from the mind. That moment we tame or conquer those. That moment, then, for that reason, Buddha taught us 6 Panchaparamitas, or 6 perfections. The generosity, and the rule or discipline, and the patience, and the diligence, and concentration, and the wisdom. So among them, 5 of them is helper of the wisdom. But wisdom is like a king. So that's why Buddha said we have wisdom in our mind. The wisdom means not how to sell these things, or how to broke those things, how to kill those other life. Not kind of this. The wisdom is in the daily life. You look at your mind. What does by your mind? What does by my mind? Since this morning, and tell know how is my mind. Oh, if my mind is going wrong way, then I exchange, I fix from there, and I lead my mind on the right way. That is called wisdom. Or you are meditators. You are meditators. That's where you meditate. You meditate. That moment, if your the different thoughts come in your mind, that moment let you know those thoughts. Oh, right now these thoughts come. Who know that? Your friend know, or your father know, or your mother knows, or your boss knows, or your who knows that? Or your laptop knows, or your phone knows. Who knows them? Nobody don't know that, right? But only your wisdom know. Even though your brain don't know that, but your wisdom know. That's why that is called wisdom. So your wisdom know that, and then after then your wisdom knock to your mind. Or right now you are on the wrong way. Turn back. Let's make correct that or go right way, like that. So that is if you are meditators, then wisdom is really useful. And also, you are higher the realizations. You are higher realizations. I don't know if I say like that is okay or not. If your realizations are very higher, that moment also your wisdom is useful. Because if your project outside means, for example, right now I project my mind towards you, that moment on your life I can learn. I don't mean right now, but if I work with my wisdom, then I know on your life. Because I can give you altruistic love and compassion, and I can also I can learning from you impermanent. Also, I can learn from you the emptiness and non-dualities. Also, I can learn from the Yidam deities. Rinpoche often taught us males who has compassion, they are compassion Buddha. Females who has compassion, they are Tara. So that's where wisdom learning from like this from yourself, from the others. And also, if I project on the trees, they are like nirmanakayas. Nirmanakayas unconditionally, without thoughts, they help. Similar, the trees give us good oxygens, take bad oxygens, take away the bad oxygens. And if the sun is so hot, they give us shadow, or they make some beautiful colors in front of our eyes. It's beautiful smells with our noise. It's really, they helps a lot. So those things are nirmanakayas. Or, for example, we look at water. Water is pure. Oh, the nature of mind is like that. That's where we can learn from there. If we turn back mind, not project outside, inside, then if we looking with our body or channels, there's many chakras. Each chakras are the pure land. There are thousands of the Buddhas and Yidam deities on my body, on your body. Each part of chakras is like a land of Buddha. And then we go a little bit deep inside, then mind. Then we see the Buddha nature, Dharmakaya. So that's where those realizations came from only wisdom. And then wisdom with altruistic love. Then on self have these special powers, superpowers, and then also help others. For example, this altruistic love and the wisdom is like a sun and the sun's ray. Sun rays, right? Sun's rays. Sun rays. So sun is the warm, right? Warm, and but without the ray, right? Sun's ray, then we cannot get. Sun and between the sun and this earth has so far. There's big distance. On the sun ray, we can use the sun's ray or sun ray. So similar, we used our wisdom. We used our wisdom, and then at some time we have altruistic love. Then it help others. Altruistic due to the that's why this both is very important. This both very important. Important, useful, valuable. But when we use that, we don't want to be always sit on the throne. We don't want to be, we don't need some names, honestly, particularly names. We can be simply like a sun and sun ray. Really. Because if we can help others, we do. If some reasons we cannot help directly or indirectly, we don't destroy to them their life. We don't destroy to others' life. This is the same as help others. If we do that, we can do it. For example, we go on the way, there's many ants. If we can remove them on safety place, if we have time to do that, we do it. But if we don't have time to do it, then we don't, how to say, step on their body. That's we can do, right? It seems like safe of their life. They are running so fast for what? For happiness. I came from going and coming is for what? For happiness, honestly. Then same, what is different? Only different is we have more opportunity to practice than ants or than cow or others' lives. Because I can see spiritual teacher, I can learn Buddha Dharma, and then I have this opportunity. So if we take a life of ants, then it's difficult. That is logically or scientifically we know. For example, today we say, oh, we want to Dharma talk. Then the people came, but ants not come here. So through this way we understood, right? So we have this opportunity. But this opportunity is very just the sunshine in the clouds. If it's completely clothing, and then sometimes it's a cloud is a little bit thinner or something, then sunshine from there. Similar, right now our life is like that. Okay, one proof, let us know. From here to the feet, they are full of the seeds, full of seeds of the 6 realms. Animal realms, hunger gods realms, hell realms, and human realms, demigod realms, and god realms. 6 realms, full of them. So way of our actions, we are ready to go 1 realms. That's why we say the samsara is a cycling exist, like this. Who know that? First Buddha know, and Buddha taught us, then we understood. Oh, Buddha, what you say is exactly, that is true. We have this proof, we have those seeds. Fortunately, only one opportunity, one place have 1 seed of the Buddha nature. That is in our mind. So that's why the Buddha nature is very much inside. The outside is kind of those seed of the another lives. If we use too much anger emotion, we are ready to rebirth the hell realms. Because we have that seed, and then, for example, flower. One flower is no water, ready to dry in the temple, for example. If I took this and put outside in front of the sun, I did not use any water, then what happened? It's dry. It's almost ready to dry inside of the shadow, then I put it in front of the sun, then it's dry. Well, die, right? Similar like that, we have seed of the hell realms, then we be angry often, then they support to open this seed, support to blossom this seed. That's why after this, open this seed, then that is hell realms. Then in the hell realms, then how much suffering? So sometimes we learn own self-suffering. It's really hard, Sometimes we make it suffer by own self. way of thinking, think are too much, and then lots of kind of a doubt, right? He did like that, she did those. Then everything keep in the heart, in the mind. It's then so heavy. That moment is so hard, right? But still, we are not in front of a gun, right? Gun. In the news, you saw how many people die. Something like that. In order to, we have anger emotion, then seed of the hell realms. That's way. Then they support each other. They are relationship, and then ignorance. The ignorance is, oh, I don't care. I don't know what is Buddha Dharma. I don't know. Just think like that. Just sleep. And then it happened like that. It's the ignorance help to the seed of the animals. Then we rebirth the animal realms. If we rebirth the animal realms, then what happened? Then we lost freedom completely. If we lost freedom completely, then people killed. Those things everybody knows well. How much suffering. And then hunger goes to lumps. Thirsty, perhaps you have this experience. We doing the fasting practice in Tibet called Nyungne, right? Nyungne. That moment is really thirsty, is so hard. Then remember, that is for reminder the hunger goes to lumps. In their stomach, similar like a fire. But they see ocean. Some karmas, what happened? They drink water, that's become fire. Like a wood put on the fire, then fire is getting bigger and bigger, similar like that. But someone, they see a little bit liquid, part of liquid drop in water, they're nervous to drink that due to the different karmas. So they have this sufferance. And then demigods realms, they always jealous each other, then fight. For example, in our one day we have 12 hour clock, right? So for example, in 1 hour clock we stay together. 59 minutes we just speak normal speak, just stay. But only 1 minute we fight. After then we are, how about our feeling? It is completely suffering, right? So that's why they are always fight. Demigods realms, they are fight, because we have the seed of demigod realms and jealous support to that. Sometimes unconditionally we jealous to others. Oh, he or she, beauty, smart, knowledge about something, or rich. Then we jealous them. They did not make any wrong things with us, but just jealous with others. But the result is unhappy. Through this way we can learn. So that's why we have this seed. Then we do jealous 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Everything's become cause of demigods. Then we rebirth the demigod realms. Then the pride, arrogance is cause of God realms. We have that seed. This seed is in our life. So that's where if we rebirth the God's realms, it's a little bit of happiness. They have a little bit of happiness. But before ready to die, then they understood. Then they regret. But that is too late. Actually, the human realms is the cause of human realms is a desire. That's where right now we have lots of desires. But still, it is good realms among another 5 realms. Because we have this opportunity to practice. So sometimes you look at yourself, keep happy. Oh, I have really great opportunity. That's maybe why we say precious human life. Someone says, many people ask me, what's the meaning of a precious human life? I couldn't answer. I don't know that. What is the precious human life? Someone says like that. I can't say that is wrong. They truly says that. I appreciate that. But, precious means we don't need some special kind of a double head or triple arms or something. We don't need like that. Precious means opportunity, golden opportunity. So precious human life means like that. For example, I came here since 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago. I saw hundreds of cows on this ground. And also I see many people in the Prescott and Chino Valley or so. But many people came here to practice. Actually, if practice who are practice is not only need to come here, I mean, wherever they go, wherever the practice is perfect. But for example, here, the cows, any cows never come here to practice. If they come, maybe we kick out them, right? Anyway, so that means we have this opportunity. They try to take some opportunity to come here, but maybe we did not give that. We will not give, right? So like that, keep it happy, basically. We have this opportunity. Let us know that. Then, or sometimes due to some case of friends, some case of family, some case of another government or something, or ready to suffer in the mind, then we just change mind. Do it really. Change your mind. Oh, I have precious in my life. Today, if some happened with a friend or family, it's possible next day relationship again. Close again. Because the mind. Only you change the mind, you show this part or that part. If you show part of the angry emotion and some jealous and so on, then your friend cannot close with you. If you show angry emotion, your family cannot close with you because they try to close with you. You are being like a throne, cannot touch. But you show the compassion, loving kindness, and good behavior, then you are become like a, I don't know, I can make sense or not. Tibetan has Tibetan sayings, wool. Pal? Yeah. If wool be rolling down on the ground, then everything's took, right? Similar like that. So, in order to, another day says, Sajapinda, he says that some flowers are so far, but due to the good smell, and beings come. Similar, if you show your good behavior, compassion, loving, people automatically love to speak with you, talk with you. They get friends and they rebuild the relationship between their family, friends, anywhere. Just it's possible a little bit takes that long time or short time. That's all, right? Yeah. So that's where first we have basically we have this opportunity, and then we have a Buddha and then masters, spiritual the masters, and they give us teachings, and that's where right now it is ready to practice actually. Right? It is ready to practice, and daily life keep happy, and then do you agree or not? Just kidding. But sometimes you ask yourself, what I say, perhaps you already heard that. Perhaps you first time to heard about that. I mean, though you ask by yourself. I have a golden opportunity. Do I agree it or not? Can I accept that or not? Oh, I can accept. Or cannot accept hell realms and hungry ghost realms because I never see any ghost. I never see hell realms. I can't accept the demigod realms because I never see. I can't see God realms because I never see. If you answer with your question, yourself's question, then you can accept the animal realms. We see the animals. We can accept the human realms. We are human being. Then we know we don't need suffering and we need happiness. That is, everybody knows, right? So that's where this is. And then the way of the Buddha's teaching, actually he taught the Four Noble Truth. So feature sometimes, actually last year I introduced on the Four Noble Truth, I taught usually we introduce Buddhism, we have to taught by the Four Noble Truth. That is very important. People need to know. So in briefly today, I a little bit tell just in case someone watch by online. So the Four Noble Truth is the Buddha said we need to realize suffering. So this is number one, right? Then second is the cause of suffering. Causes of suffering. They are relation. Suffering and the cause of suffering is like a fire and smoking. Without fire, there's no smoke. So smoke and fire has relation. They are related. And then truth of cessation and truth of path, they are relation. So this first part, this cause of suffering, and the suffering is the samsara. And the second, another is the path, the truth of path, and the truth of cessation. They are the nirvana, cause of nirvana. So this, but we need to reach one by one. First, we need to know the cause of suffering. The suffering. We need to know suffering. Perhaps we think, oh, it's easy. We know suffering. It is easy. Perhaps you think like that. That is true. It is pretty easy to know sometimes. Actually, it is depend individual. But after we know the suffering, then we need to know cause of suffering. If we know cause of suffering, that's not enough. Then how to purify the cause of suffering? In this life, many Westerners and many who have modern knowledge, for example, you know cause of the sickness. Many of you know causes of sickness. That's where then what you do? You prevent this. You prevent. Or you say, oh, this fruit has vitamin A, B, C, D, something like that. It's good to eat. Oh, this is too much sweet, no need to eat. You say it's like that, similar like that. We check with the cause of suffering. Oh, this cause of suffering is the real serious suffering. So I don't want to do that. Oh, then you check with this. So then you do that activities, you recognize the suffering and try to reduce the causes of suffering. At the same time, then you reach on the path. you are on the path. That moment, for example, you are the first path, the practitioner of the first path, or you are reached on the first path. First path is the path of the accumulating merits. Accumulating merits, right? Solam. Accumulating merits. That moment, the cessation, the opposite of this practice is the kind of the non-virtues. There are 10 non-virtues. They are opposite of the virtues. That's why on this path, then you can prevent. The cessation means prevent. You prevent. You prevent the negative thoughts. You prevent the bad karma. You prevent bad conditions. You keep good conditions. You keep good motivations. You keep the Dharma practice. So there's Four Noble, in briefly, Four Noble Truths are like that. They are Four Noble Truths. It's very easy. But where are there? The Four Noble Truths. Always we say Four Noble Truths, Four Noble Truths. Where are Four Noble Truths? In the book, perhaps in the book. Then we bring some titles of book. In the book has Four Noble Truths. That is the teachings of Four Noble Truths, but not Four Noble Truths. Then we think, Four Noble Truths are in the Buddha's mind. Or someone think, Four Noble Truths is in this world. But anyway, the Four Noble Truths are on the over motivation. So right now you are which truth? For example, I check by myself which truth I am. The cause of suffering, or cessation, or path. Then I judge myself. So these Four Noble Truths are on the over mind or over motivations. And then that's where this Four Noble Truth is the first way to practice of Buddhism. Like that. So today, I think that's fine, right? And then I pick some questions, just a few questions. Then that's good, right? Only I talk. Then sometimes we need to talk and work. So, any questions? Each person. Mm-hmm.
So, in Vajrayana, it's pretty cool because mind is in the heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And body is in the brain, right?
Mm.
Right? You know how it's flipped.
Oh.
Mind is in heart, but then other times, maybe in Mahayana, they'll say mind is in the head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Body, speech, mind.
Oh.
Mind here.
Oh, I see.
So I wanted you to talk about that. Of course, mind is nowhere, I guess, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to talk about that if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mind is here.
Uh-huh. Oh, yes, the actual Vajrayana and Mahayana is the same. Actually, the mind, body, speech, and mind. So why we found this part? Here, actually, in heart we called the baby of channels, because the heart has thousands of channels are gathering there. There are many special channels. So that's where some channels actually the channels are like wires, right? Then these electric things come by the wires. Similar, mind is going through the channels. So that's why here there's a special chakra. Special chakra means that this chakra actually in some Dzogchen teachings, some part is a little bit secret. In the teachings, they say like that. Some channels are also secret, not always for share, only the way of the practice, the moment shared. Anyway, they are special fundamental of the mind. That's where we say mind. Otherwise, mind is just project from the head to the down everywhere, head to the feet. Between there, mind going through the. I already said different seed of the lives, different realms, seed of different realms. Mind go through this way, but most of the time here. And then here, the speech here, the main reason is actually the in the teachings has like that. The when speak, speak. That moment, the speaking comes from speaking. It comes from the breath. This breath, we most of the times we say ah. It's the nature of sound is like ah. Then here, just in the one teaching, Vajrayana teaching says, that means where comes from this ah is we cannot figure out. It's difficult. But start from this area, downside of the navel. And this part, first, we all the sounds are like just ah. But coming here, then they made different because thoughts help too. That's where we say this part is the fundamental of speech. Then here we say ah is why we say body. The upper body is actually, I already told you this part of the elements, but they need conditions. The condition of our body is the parents' energy, mother's egg, and the father's energy. They are like became non-duality. That moment, our body start to establish. That's where our body is definitely give us our parents. That's where this part has in the mother's energy is part of the right, and the father's energy is part of the white. Drops. So for that reason, this part we have the body, the seat of a body or something. For that we say that. But Mahayana and the Vajrayana, actually this, you are right, there's some way of teaching some details or different ways. There's little different ways. But on our home, body, speech, and mind, this is the same, always same. Mm-hmm. Yes.
When I think about precious human life, I agree,
Uh-huh.
and I'm very happy about that.
Thank you.
Precious human life.
Thank you.
But I also wonder, since I've encountered some sadhana, Avalokiteshvara goes to the 6 realms, or Shakyamuni in the 6 realms. If Avalokiteshvara or Shakyamuni goes to the hell realm, would he say, oh, what a precious opportunity to be in hell. We can liberate our anger. Or what a precious opportunity, a precious human life as a hungry ghost. Or a precious hungry ghost life, precious ghost life. Would the Buddha say something different to a ghost other than, oh, precious opportunity? Would he say something different to a god? Oh, precious god opportunity to liberate. Precious demigod opportunity to liberate the jealousy. We say precious human life, precious human opportunity, but would Buddha say something different to all the other beings?
We don't say precious gods, precious demigods, precious hell. We don't say like that.
No, we don't.
Yeah, Buddha also don't say that. Why? Because those lives are not precious. Why? Because they have no this opportunity. But one thing we need to know, if you are hard to sit, then you sit on chair. If you are, oh, okay, welcome. And then Buddha and Bodhisattvas, sometimes they take their life for help them. That moment, they already took that opportunity. For example, one student graduated from university. That student go back there. Oh, I have. There's a special opportunity. They may not say like that because they already graduated from. Of course, they are happy with this university and they appreciate, and they already have this opportunity. But they will not go back again to learn from this school, is it? Similar, Buddha already liberated from these realms, liberate from those realms. Then Buddha and the Bodhisattvas who took life of them, then they not say this is precious in my life. Sorry, precious kind of a demigod's life, precious of the hungry god's life, because they have not this opportunity.
Yeah, I guess I'm looking at it from a different angle, like with the idea of the world as Nirmanakaya, trees as Nirmanakaya, well, the ants perhaps Nirmanakaya beings, precious ant opportunity, serve the queen, kind of thing. Like, what else? I don't know. How else would they liberate if it's not precious for them?
Oh, yes. We say they are Nirmanakaya, they have something. Dharma is on your side. You become like a mirror. Then all of these things reflect in you. But mirror not reflect on the tree. You understand? Tree, we look at the tree. Tree is, we can think tree is Nirmanakaya. When I practice on there, when we practice on there, we can think. But tree is not yet can think that, because it's covered. If tree is life, then it is covered with some thoughts. So similarly, you directly can give compassion to the cow, but cow is hard to give you compassion. But among them, some cows, the Bodhisattvas or Buddhas took that lives. That moment is special, it's different. So in order to, why we say they have no more the opportunity? Because it's too much suffering. Their mind is into the suffering, then they don't try to. For example, if I cannot swim, still I can't swim. If I am sink in the water, that moment I try to liberate this suffering. I try to go outside of the water. Maybe I do that, but that moment maybe I can't meditate there. I'm sink in the water, then I try to go outside of water. That I do. I can't do meditate. Similar, or if I can't play there. For example, that makes sense. Then similar, these hungry ghost realms, they are 24/7 suffering. They wish to liberate this suffering from this suffering, but they don't have idea to practice. Only they try to. That's why a moment ago I taught the Four Noble Truth, the understanding suffering, and then purify the cause of the suffering, and then truth of cessation and truth of path. These two is very important. Only these first two is not enough. Similar, the hungry ghost, the life are in the hungry ghost. For example, if I rebirth in the hungry ghost life realms, then I try to escape, right? I try to go outside of this suffering, but I don't have this opportunity. I don't have this opportunity and I don't have this method. Only I think, oh, I need to separate from this suffering. So similar. For that reason, so we don't say the precious hungry ghost lumps. They are no precious, sorry, but they are part of our compassion. We give them compassion, we pray, they always be a happy life. And as soon as they liberate from this suffering, we do pray for them, and otherwise, yeah, a little bit hard to say they have a precious life.
So gods can't practice either. God realm can't no practice. But you said some joy though, but can't practice. No time for practice.
That is also they can't practice because they are 24/7 almost joy. It's similar. For my own experience, here many visitors come, and also I a little bit travel to some states. So this moment experience is someone already a little bit some getting obstacles, and then they are ask me and I tell something, then it's very comfortable. They say, oh, really need to practice or something like that. They have this feeling. But someone, I do not criticize to them, but naturally, what happened, I will share. Someone, they are young, healthy, or wealthy. Then they say, I don't want to practice Dharma. Because they have no kind of that suffering. Then before they never get serious suffering, that's why they don't look the special way the Dharma practices. They think, oh, it's enough, it's a happy life. I have a friend, I have healthy, I have a wealthy, so no need to practice. Similar, that is examples. They are not in the God realms, but this is example. In the God realms, the gods and the goddess, right? They are beautiful, smart, and always happy. Through this way, they are happy. That moment, time is so fast. They just, how to say, they spend their time in the happy, just joy between the friends, and then the environment are beautiful, such a beautiful things. That's why they don't afraid of the death, and they don't know next life, and for that reasons they don't do practice. Then nobody come there to teach, oh, you do practice, you don't do like that. Nobody says that. Why? Because of their karma. Buddha not come there to teach like this. They are not be Buddha student. But before they die, the 7 days, then suddenly they know. Oh, then the degradations, everything become very bad, and then they know next life where they rebirth. They know. So that's why then they regret, but that's too late. For example, if one person in the two people, one person lots of suffering for one day, one person so happy one day. So if we analyze with these two people's feeling, who feel happy, that person's that day is so short. Oh, today's day is so short, I don't know how to is gone. If someone is suffering, oh, day is so long, each and every hours are so long, I'm so suffering. Or if you are hungry, or day is so long. If you are so hungry, then it's just not yet ready to lunch. It's not ready to lunch. You look at your watch again and again, similar like that. So they have joys. That's where their life is. They feel their life is so fast. That moment they have no opportunity. The humans, like sometimes one day happy, one day suffering. Morning okay, afternoon suffering. That's where we can learn both. We have, happiness is like that. Suffering is like that. That's where I need to happiness. I need genuine happiness. Kind of altruistic happiness. I need altruistic happiness. I don't need temporary happiness. These things are we learning with our life. So that's where we have. Okay? Anyone?
Questions?
You have questions?
No.
You both?
Just now you said about the seeds we have you're talking about the body, or which seeds were you referring to?
This I not sure. I clearly remember that Actually, we say in the fire puja we have them from the feet. We say the letters syllables the. Yeah, this is the animal realms. And then the area of the navels, down side of the navels, and then there's the hunger ghost realms. And then there's the area of the heart, and then there's there's ni is humans. And then area of the navel also have animal. And then third has the demigods. And then top of there has the gods. So there are some mantras, these syllables. Each and every syllables are represent of their seed of their life. So we have this. Any question?
One more. Okay, yeah. Okay, we always talk about giving bodhicitta, do you think it's more powerful to give bodhicitta by cultivating it in the heart, or maybe just trying to be more empty and mindful, and maybe that's more powerful? I don't know. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Actually, this right now I directly say, confidently say, bodhicitta is very important. The currently benefit is we are social life, social animal in order to. So that's where you are compassionate and bodhisattva, then your circumstance will be peace and harmony. If you are angry, like a short temper or something, then your circumstances are the unhappy. So currently, if you are, for example, leader of the country, then you have this compassion and the bodhicitta in the mind, then you can take care to the people of your, and also you lead the peace of the world. You can do peace of the world means if you cannot lead peace the whole world, but your country become peace and happy. This is for example. Also, you are teacher. For example, here now I introduce Buddhism. If I keep bodhicitta and compassion in mind, then I teach peacefully. If in my mind full of arrogance, angry, jealous, and something, then I insult you, or maybe, or in order to these circumstances, then unhappy. Similar like that. This is for currently. And the future, I already said, taught like that. You become Buddha, that moment, actually all of Buddha, they never missing bodhicitta. That's why all of them have bodhicitta. If you become, it's actually impossible. Without bodhicitta, then impossible to become Buddha. But if you become Buddha due to your realization of the emptiness and so on, without bodhicitta, then you become like sun, but that sun has no ray. Without ray, this sun cannot help the earth. So that's where you become Buddha, then bodhicitta is very important. Before become Buddha, bodhicitta is important. Even though if you are boss of your own family, then in your mind as bodhicitta, then you make peace of a happy family. And you have only one child. When you take care of that child compassionately and way of bodhicitta, then this child grow, then he will become like that. Then the more happy. In the mind has a bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means altruistic love or loving kindness. Then if we check scientifically in our body, those life is so happy. In scientists, you all have this knowledge. Actually, I have not that knowledge, but what I learned a little bit on there is, in our body have lots of cells, right? Lots of cells. We say good cell and bad cell, or so that's where these are in our mind has a bodhicitta. Then good cells activities are allowed. Their activities are allowed. Then what happened? Then this circumstance of this body is become healthy. For example, here, if we have among them one person, 3 people is peaceful, another majorities are unhappy, then that moment the majority is important. The minority cannot work well. In this room, majorities are happy person and good people, happy and good people, then a minority probably follow them. Or the power of these majorities, then these circumstances become peace and happy, peaceful circumstance. So,
Maybe it'd be better to say, I'm curious, if you, of course, I'm not there or anything, but if you're in the nature of mind, for instance, does bodhicitta just naturally arise from that, and you don't necessarily have to cultivate it in your heart? You know what I mean? Like, say, a master that is in the nature of mind, does he still have to cultivate bodhicitta in his heart and give it, or does it kind of just naturally arise from the nature of being in a state of nature of mind? You know what I'm saying?
oh yes. There's 2 ways. I will share you 2 ways. One is actually Rinpoche often taught on there. Our mind is like one fingers. This finger, if I punch, that moment I can't punch you. If I punch you, that moment this finger cannot punch you. Right? Similar, where we focus, that moment our mind is sit with this focus. That moment. Similar, when your mind is bodhicitta, that moment is close to your grasping. It's close to your grasping, that moment you have no grasping. You have no grasping, that moment your mind's activities is the Dharma activities. So that's where you, in your mind, you keep bodhicitta in your mind, autistic love and the loving kindness, you keep in your mind. That moment, you, the Buddha nature or the realization are the open. It's help a lot. And one thing is, another way of this teaching is, that moment we're talking about the root, seed of the grasping and so on. So bodhicitta, when you practice on the bodhicitta, that moment you have no grasping, but you stop to practice bodhicitta, then your grasping is arise again, activities again. But you have the realization on the emptiness, completely the realization of emptiness. That moment, if you have like that, then your grasping not come back. If in my body have some disease, it's painful, that moment I took some medicine. That medicine is not for completely recover. It's just conquer my painful. Similar like that. That's the example. Makes sense. Second examples maybe makes sense. So you practice bodhicitta, it does not completely purify your grasping. Still you have root of grasping. The one-way teaching is like that. But due to your practice on the bodhicitta, it's help to recognize the emptiness. When you practice on the emptiness, I think maybe I will tell you that. That makes sense. When you meditate on the emptiness, for example, you establish from your head and all the skin, bone, flesh, channels, mind, just establish on the emptiness. Before and after, you must need bodhicitta. This is for what? That is very important. For mother sentient beings. Combine this motivation with your realizations, then your realization is getting powerful, and also you have bodhicitta at the same time there. When you practice on the bodhicitta, you developed your bodhicitta, then your mind is very close to recognize the emptiness. Not getting far away. This is nature. No, you make sense? Uh-huh. Oh, thank you. Anyone else? Some may not have question, right?
I don't understand emptiness. Because is there ever really emptiness?
How to understand, right?
How to understand emptiness?
Yes. How to understand emptiness is the best way to understand emptiness is interdependent. Interdependent, we establish through the interdependent. For example, this hand, we call this my hand. Usually I think, oh, this is my hand. You also think this is my hand. Then I establish this hand, or I call the hand. This finger is my hand. That finger is, and each and every fingers are my hand. Yeah, my answer is no, right? Each and every nails are my hand. No. And then inside these lens are my hands. No. Inside this part of skin is my hand. No. Then outside is no. But then where is my hand? Just they are gathering. That moment my hand is here. Then my hand. That moment we understand my hand with a little bit analyze. But due to your question, we need to understand emptiness. That moment, we go another direction. Is this finger is my hand, this finger is not my, this each and every skins and all this not my hand. Oh, that moment, oh, there's not truly hand. Just gathering, then we label. That is the emptiness, one way. Do
emptiness, I don't ever feel an emptiness, I never have an emptiness. I guess it's because I always recognize, so the goal would be to peel away all the layers to get to the center is where emptiness is.
Say again, sorry.
That makes sense? Okay, so like I never have like an emptiness place because I always see and feel everything around me. So in order to come to a place of emptiness, or ultimate quiet, would be to peel away all the layers of everything within my realm to get to that point.
The emptiness. Oh, this is the real object, or this is the emptiness. We don't have like that. The emptiness is when your body exists at the same time, emptiness exists there. When your mind exists at the same time, the emptiness of mind exists there. But only this is deal with you understand that or not. If you need to understand emptiness, then which way is how to understand? That is very important. That's very important. Then how to understand is you establish through this way. I give you these examples. With hand or your body. Principle of emptiness is you need to know selflessness. Because we have self-grasping, then we are lots of suffering. We have no self-grasping, then suffering cannot affect. For example, if I don't have self-grasping, there, if you cut my neck, right, I have no suffering. But due to I have grasping, you use only single harsh word. It cut my mind. So that's where grasping and selflessness and self-grasping is like this. Different is that. So due to the established emptiness, then my grasping is reduced. So that's where is I? That moment we establish, where is I? It's my head, it's my ears, and then my eyes, eyeballs, and nose, lips, tongue, teeth, and then neck, shoulders, arms, and knees, all of established. There's no I. Then if you successfully accomplished the established the selflessness, there's no I, you directly think there's no I, but you don't want to decide there. This is a view of Buddhism. There's no I, then you little bit need to come back. You need to come back. But the momently they are gathering, that moment I just label I. When I realize, establish them, there's no I. If you understand there's no I, then everything's the same. House, temple, where is temple? If we separate the window, doors, and walls, we separate, there's no temple. Just their gathering, then we use the temple. It's a very good question. Thank you. So often especially we are suffering some reasons. That moment, if we thinking on the emptiness we establish through this way, then makes lots of help currently. For example, if this morning is some bugs bit me on my hand, for example, here, then I am in pain, but where is pain? Where is my hand? Where is my wound, right? Wound. If I establish them, that moment, what to say? Yeah, not suffering. And then sometimes the heavy suffering in the mind, then where is my mind? Same like that. So if we analyze them at time, year, month, and outside, inside, everything we just label. Just due to some conditions they're gathering, then we just label. Otherwise, they are not truly exist. If they are truly exist, then if we establish emptiness is useless, just to waste our time. So that's where that is the one way. Another way to establish emptiness is actually due to the part of the permanent and impermanent. First we check, is there any thing exist permanently? Permanently, right? Permanently. Everything's impermanent. Because maybe we think, of course, this earth is not permanent, right? Everybody knows. Every year move, each and every moment moved, this earth is moved. Through this way we can say it's impermanent. And it's 4 seasons. Green become yellow, yellow become green, orange become like this. So this way, by the colors, this is change. And by the natural disasters, it is change. If we follow the scientists, it's a big bang, and tell no, it's big change. Only Grand Canyon, right? Grand Canyon, big change if we learn this story. So these are, the earth is change. So it's not permanent. In our life, for example, I was baby, and then teenager, adult, and something, big change. If I have photos, then it's a see like that, right? And then if we think, oh, yeah, of course, mind is the change. This morning and now and this afternoon changed. And due to this way of speaking, it's changed, our mind. Then we think, oh, only permanent is the sky, space. Only this space is permanent. If we think like that, before this build this temple here, this is just space. But we build, that moment this space is, we make separate. Inside, outside, between. We just make like that. So there also, and then between the sky and here, earth, there's clothing and lots of airplanes. In order to they are change or make something making the change. So that's where the change is impermanent. Then first we understand, oh, it's impermanent, it is change, and then how to change. That each and every moment is change. For example, in our life, since we are child and till now looks like a same person. I think I'm same person. But then the month, days, and hours, seconds, if we check like that, the big change. Actually, in the scientists, they say it's like that. Our body in 7 years, 7 years later, in our body completely changed. 7 years, right? So this is not about Dharma, but Dharma, what says is true. What they say is similar. So that's where then we go very details. For example, 1 second is not 1/, 2 seconds is not 1/, or 1 minute is not 1/, 2 minutes is not 1/. But this is going 60 minutes, then we say 1/. But we establish each and every seconds, each and every seconds are not over. If each and every seconds are not over, then where is over? Then where is day? 1 day. Is morning is 1 day? No. During this moment is 1 day? No. Evening is 1 day? No. But just they are gathering, then we label the day. Same like that. Thank you. Any other questions? Yeah, I think that's fine right now. We stop here. And thank you so much to everybody come here and also on somebody listening from the online. Actually, my English is not good, but I try to make sense as much as I can. My biggest request is, please let you improve bodhicitta in the daily life. Bodhicitta means the altruistic love, in order to love. That is really important, and it's part of your happiness. And then how to improve is when you go to the restaurant, you see many people, someone talk each other, someone eating, someone walking, someone giving, that moment, every activities are for their happiness. Sure, we are go there to the restaurant, each and every steps are for happiness. It's same. For that reasons, may they be happy, just you motivate like that. No need particularly give something, no need to do something, just to motivate. And you go to the Safeway, or you go to the another store or some market in the town, wherever. So even though right now we are teaching and Dharma talk, Dharma moment, each and everyone come here for gathering for the sake of happiness. That's where they give pure motivation. May they get happiness, may they get happiness. And then with your friend, with your pet, right? I think someone have a dog, a cat, or birds, or any. Then you give compassion and loving kindness. Through this way, your love is grow. It's an increase. Your love increase in your mind, and then in your body, the cells are relaxed. part of relax in our body has two systems. One is for busy, one is relax. Part of relax, more activities. That moment, then you calm down, and then we don't say only long life. You will be long life. So since from that in the years here, all the retreatants, I request them to morning wake up at the same time. You don't want to say Buddha Dharma Sangha. Just you practice for 15 to 30 minutes on the bodhicitta. I requested to them. So similar, you all, if you do that, then you come here, is same to bless this place. And then wherever you go, even though your shadow touched some animals, you bless to them. You are really, then we can say, you are Yadam deities. Of course, you are you already have Buddha nature, and that's where it's really amazing. And thank you so much. Okay, thank you.